If there's a movie, he's gonna rate it. He's gonna talk to his friends and they'll debate it. He's gonna try his best to not be a hater. His name is Billy the Movie Grader.
Hello, and welcome back to the Movie Grader and Friends podcast. I'm Billy, the Movie Grader, and in this episode, I'm once again joined by my good friend Justin. Say hello, Justin.
What's up, everybody?
In this episode, we will be discussing the latest Rambo movie, Rambo: Last Blood. Quite possibly the last installment of the Rambo franchise. Essentially, without giving away too much of the story, Rambo: Last Blood is a revenge mission. Rambo: Last Blood was directed by Adrian Grunberg, and it was released on September 20th, 2019. It stars Sylvester Stallone, Paz Vega, and Yvette Monreal. Alright, Justin, so getting right into it, what were some of your favorite scenes?
Everything that had Rambo attacking. That's really all it is.
The hand-to-hand combat?
All the hand-to-hand combat scenes. Without going into too much, definitely him going to Mexico, getting into it with, you know who.
That first guy.
The first guy.
There's a surprise there. If you're not into gore, which there is a lot of in this movie.
A lot.
That's fair warning
gratuitous
for
violence and gore to the fullest.
They show everything.
But yeah, the scene with the first dude in Mexico, when he goes in and finds
the brothel, and goes in with a hammer, goes
hammer crazy,
and an angry Rambo.
Yeah, and then the latter half of the movie, which is all just Rambo at his finest.
Just deleting noobs, basically.
Every eradication move and setup you could think of happened in that latter half of the movie, and it was special.
We can't really say too much without giving much away because unfortunately the plot is pretty thin.
Yeah.
And it's easy to spoil the movie if we talk about it way too much. But basically what Justin is talking about, it's a scene that takes place in this whole tunnel in front of a farm or ranch.
Farm ranch type deal, yeah.
Under the farm, he has this whole tunnel system. I don't really know what that was all about.
Well, it was a flashback in Nam. That's why they had the Nam flashbacks when he saw them shooting the tunnels and everything scene. But I think it was just, for him, I'm not saying it was a flash. It wasn't a flashback to Nam, but it had parallels to what he did in Nam, which you see from the other movies. But the whole thing, I think the tunnels it was just his escape from the world. Because remember, he was doing metal working down there and, blacksmithing and all that. So basically, I think the tunnels for him, it was an escape from, everything else. And it was Rambo's kind of place of solitude. But it also was probably Rambo's fail-safe last ditch, which it became.
Yeah, that's true. So, last fortress.
Yeah, last fortress, exactly.
I mean, I was confused because, full disclosure, I never saw Rambo 1 through 3, so I was curious if those tunnels made an appearance in those movies. No. Okay. That clears it up. So, I mean, basically the things that I guess could have gone better for the movie is that the plot was a bit thin. And it was pretty short too.
The plot was anorexic, bro. but nonetheless, it didn't have to be all super intricate and developed for this type of movie. But even then, it was still a bit thin. But it did just enough to push the narrative.
It was thin, but it dealt with some heavy stuff. It's basically Rambo dealing with the Mexican
human sex traffickers,
traffickers,
drugs, and
it gets pretty dirty. I mean, they take girls, they drug them, and they use them to make money as prostitutes,
and then they sell them off.
It's like a whole
human
trafficking,
sex trafficking. Yeah.
It's real. It goes on today.
Sadly, yes,
and it's quite dark.
It's funny. I didn't think Rambo was going to touch on that, but they touched on it, and they actually had a message too in that respect. This is some really seedy stuff, and innocent girls can get caught up in this that.
Oh yeah,
that was a part of the message I think of the movie.
It was kind of like Taken.
Yeah, it's kind of like Taken, but Rambo's no Liam Neeson. Okay.
Oh yeah, no.
Rambo's on a whole other level than the guy with a special set of skills. Rambo defined that special set of skills long before Liam Neeson knew about having a special set of skills.
He's got a special set of skills though too. Exactly. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
No, for sure, but. Yeah.
You don't want to cross him the wrong way.
Yeah.
He'll make quick work of you.
Yeah, he will. Exactly.
He knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
And he's a very deadly guy. very serious. Yep. And he literally does things that he promises to you if you were to cross him the wrong way again, as it happens in this movie.
Yep.
I won't give anything away, but I will hint at, I'll give you guys a hint. Think Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
There were actually a few Mortal Kombat references in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they were intentional or not, but yeah, you'll if you see the movie, you'll understand exactly what we're talking about.
Definitely.
I mean, I even screamed fatality at the end of the movie.
Definitely.
It reminded me so much of that.
Ending was great.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, like, the whole movie is the latter half. From, like, 45 minutes on, that's when the movie starts.
Yeah.
And
the first half hour of the movie is kind of slow. It does take a while to get going.
But once it gets going...
Once he takes out that first guy,
it's quite the ride. Once he gets going, you're on for quite the ride. Trust me. It was
lots of blood.
It was something. It was something, to say the least.
Lots of blood. It's very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
And you won't be disappointed. I mean, a lot of the critics are panning on the movie because they're saying it's too violent. In a way, I agree. I mean, it is.
Well, let me say this.
It is gratuitous violence. But
let me say this too. Like, Rambo, First Blood, Rambo 2 and Rambo 3. Yeah, violence, because, it's a Green Beret, Special Forces, one-man army versus, what's the word I'm looking for? Versus very prejudicial cops in the Pacific Northwest against Vietnam vets returning home in the first one.
Yeah.
In part 2, it's him versus Russians and North Vietnamese. Part 3, it's him versus Russians in Afghanistan. But these last two have been way more bloody than those 3.
Oh,
like, put it like that. Like
the previous one, the only other Rambo movie that I saw, the one that actually Sylvester Stallone directed himself, just titled Rambo. Right. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty heavy movie.
Oh, it's heavy.
It takes place in Burma, and it's about basically Rambo escorting missionaries in Burma, and they get into some trouble. And
Rambo gets him out of it.
But a lot of innocent people died. And in that movie, the filmmakers left nothing to the imagination. You'll see little kids get shot. You'll see mothers get shot.
Yep.
You'll see
people step on landmines.
You'll see a whole bunch of bloodshed.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is real too.
Exactly.
In fact, like the opening credit scene shows, I think, real footage of the war that was going on there in Burma. Yeah. It's like, that's real footage. That's not fake at all. It's real. It's unfortunately happening, and it's unfortunately true. Yeah. It was a heavy movie. I mean, this new one, Last Blood, wasn't as heavy as the previous movie.
True.
I didn't cry in it, but but still, sex trafficking is not to be taken lightly.
No.
It's a very serious issue.
Definitely.
And it's disgusting, and it's got to be stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that did make me smile about this movie was that justice is served without saying too much. These guys get everything.
Yeah, Rambo's quite the judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah,
let's just put it like that. Rambo's a one-man judicial branch, and and he mets out that punishment very well.
He's literally dealing with the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
And he
treats him as such.
Oh, he
treats him as such and shows him that there is a scum of the earth.
You feel. I mean, I don't know how anybody could sympathize with the Mexican sex traffickers.
No.
But if you do, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, for sure.
No, literally the audience in the movie loved it. They were cheering with every killing.
People were clapping.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
It was, they were clapping.
Laughing.
And even laughing, too, because it is pretty over the top. It is pretty silly at times, but it's entertaining. It
is entertaining. Very entertaining.
It's like, if you like action movies, this is. I'll just say it. This is a must see.
It is. It definitely is.
It's highly entertaining.
Definitely. Right when I saw the trailer, I was like, I'm going to see Last Blood for sure.
Yeah.
That's going down.
I mean, I think Stallone's like 73 now, and he's still kicking ass.
Yeah, he looks great actually for his age. He's still. No, I don't mean aesthetically in the face. I mean body wise.
Oh yeah, he's actually still jacked.
I mean, I'm sure he's taking HGH or something, but regardless, he's still got quite the physique on him.
Yeah, he's definitely in shape. That's true. It was fun. I mean, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you've seen the other movies, which I will go back and do now that I've seen these two movies. I'm looking forward to Rambo 1, 2, and 3. And I will get that done soon. I guess now we'll move on to, let's see, we have a Play Buzz quiz, actually. And we're going to find out which legendary character Justin is. So
From what? Legendary character from what?
Sorry, legendary Rocky character Justin
okay,
is.
okay.
That was my bad.
It's all right.
Okay, so the first question is, let's see, what is your go-to hairstyle?
Bald.
Okay. Being that Justin's bald, he'll just have to pretend as if he has hair for this one. First answer is, it doesn't matter. I like wearing beanies anyways. Mohawk, mini fro. I just like to let it grow. I don't care as long as my facial hair is on point, and spikes. If you had hair.
Mini fro.
Mini fro, okay. Okay.
I can already tell you who I'd be.
Let's see. Yeah,
we'll go by the quiz.
Uh-huh. Okay, I think I know where it's going to, actually. Okay, what is your daily attire? Suit and tie, as little as possible. It's all about the accessories. The first thing I see, t-shirt and jeans, or matching tracksuit.
Matching tracksuit.
Matching tracksuit, okay. Okay.
Almost went t-shirt and jeans.
If you had to choose, which one of these places would you work at? Junkyard, school, gym, production studio, restaurant, or a science laboratory?
Production studio.
Okay. Production studio. Next question is?
How do they aggregate this stuff?
I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
Who knows if there's any rhyme or reason to this? Who knows? It's okay. Which of these quotes best describes you? Forget about sports as a profession. Sports make you grunt and smell. See, be a thinker, not a stinker. Next quote. To all my love slaves out there, I am here, in the flesh, baby, the ultimate male. Next quote. Every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. Next quote. And you better get that bad look off your face before I knock it off. Next quote. I know this one. If he dies, he dies. Next one. Little by little, we lose our friends. We lose everything. We keep losing and losing. So out of those quotes, Justin.
Every champion was a contender at one point.
Oh, refused to give up. Okay.
Yeah.
The next question is, what is your favorite type of workout? Prison style, circuit training, running, world's strongest man, push-ups and sit-ups.
Push-ups and sit-ups.
Or the current fitness trend.
Push-ups and sit-ups.
All right, push-ups, keeping it simple. All right. What would your pre-fight meal be? No food, just a shot of vodka, cold cut sandwich, popcorn, cheesesteak, burger, or pasta?
Pasta.
Pasta, all right. Okay, here's a fun one. What would your walkout song be? Living in America, Angel of Death by Slayer.
Living in America.
Let's hear it out.
Okay.
Angel of Death, Slayer. In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Eye of the Tiger, Survivor. Ready or Not by the Fugees, or Gonna Fly Now by Bill Conti.
I love Phil Collins. Love the Fugees. But since it is a Rocky quiz, I'm going to have to go with James Brown, Rocky IV, Living in America. Okay? I got to go with that because that's one of the best songs ever.
Calculating the results. Drum roll. Who do you think it is?
Apollo Creed.
It is Apollo
I'll murder the Italian stallion.
You have experienced both the feeling of victory and defeat. However, your charismatic personality never changes, regardless of the outcome of a situation. You go the extra mile to help others become better, even if she is considered an adversary.
And that's
we have it.
Apollo Creed.
That's Apollo Creed. Yeah. That's Justin, apparently, too.
Yeah.
He never reminded me of Apollo Creed, but I guess I learned something new today.
The sucky thing is Apollo Creed doesn't like to speak to people when he sees them in public. Carl Weathers, he never gives autographs.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like, I saw him one time. Adam saw him. Well, actually, Adam saw him, and he's actually cool with Adam. Because I think Adams was his dad, but multiple people, including me, who have came across him, like, by themselves, he doesn't like to be approached by the public. But I get it. He's probably been approached so many times.
I've never met him.
As a football player and as an actor, he probably got sick of it, but whatever.
I can't say nothing. I've never met him.
I know. He's a pretty cool guy. I just know he doesn't like autographs and stuff like that. I stayed away. I was like, you know what? No, I'm cool.
I think my dad's seen him around the neighborhood. I don't think he's ever talked to him, though. But all right, now it's time for one of the most important segments of the show. We're going to grade the movie. I gave it a B+. Justin, where are you at with it?
It's a solid B.
Solid B. All right.
Just because the plot was anorexic. That's all. I mean, it could have had a little bit more of a narrative, but the narrative only had to lead up to gratuitous violence. So I give it a B, dude.
It was just a vehicle for gratuitous violence.
Exactly. I give it a B, dude. I give it a B. A solid
It worked.
B.
It was fine. It was entertaining.
I'll watch it again when it's when it comes out.
It was actually my second time seeing the film.
I'll watch it again.
I would go back for a third, to be honest with you.
No, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, to see that on film and to see his Green Beret skills, perfected and used in a domestic setting on his own home, that was kind of cool too.
Holding it down.
Because it was all booby traps and all little,
R-rated Home Alone.
R-rated Home Alone. Perfect analogy, Billy. I love it. R-rated Home Alone. Dude.
Yeah, if you're ever wondering what a Home Alone looked like, R-rated cut, the R-rated cut, watch this film.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude.
All right, then moving on to the only upcoming movie to be released on September 27th, which is, the week that you'll be hearing this, is the animated film Abominable. It's directed by Jill Colton and Todd Wilderman. It features voices from Eddie Izzard, Sarah Paulson, and Joseph Izzo. I've never heard of Joseph Izzo, but I've heard of Eddie Izzard and Sarah Paulson, of course. But the movie's about a magical Yeti on an adventure to return back to his family.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you've seen the trailer for it. Any interest in seeing it? I mean, I'm going to go see it, being that it's the only movie released.
Maybe, yeah.
More than likely, you'll go with me.
I mean, Joker's what I'm really looking forward to.
Well, that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Joker's going to be something special.
Yeah, I've heard it's good. Yeah. One of my friends has seen it, and he said it's something special. Yeah. I'm not going to reveal who, but he's seen it. Right. Somebody's seen it. All right, and that will do it for this episode, I guess, of the Movie Grader and Friends podcast. Next Tuesday, be on the lookout for the episode dealing with the new animated movie, Abominable. Please find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Movie Grader. And please visit my website, www.themoviegrader.com. On iTunes, please review and subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Also, please tell your friends about the podcast, and thank you so much for the support. The Movie Grader and Friends podcast is available on all major podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and basically anywhere you can get your podcasts from. This has been the Movie Grader and Friends podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Feel free to email me at themoviegrader@gmail.com with any questions or suggestions, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Take care.
Take care, guys. Thanks for having me again, Billy.
All right, no problem. Thanks for coming. It was fun, as always.